Okay, so I'm going to provide a short video on using ScreenPal. I very highly recommend you use this. It's free. You can use it on any computer. You do not need to be an administrator to use it. And it has some features that are really helpful that I'll show you. So if you do not have an account, you're going to need to sign up. If you do have an account, just log in. I'm going to see if I'm signed up on my other account here. I'm going to go, I like just do it through Google, super easy. I'm going to continue. All right, I'll click education here. I'm going to skip this actually, don't need to tell them. Okay, so you should see a screen that looks a lot like this. It might look a little different, but really what you need is this launch recorder button. You can go to the create, record screen, the same thing, right? So we're going to launch, just click launch. And if it has anything, like click this button to make it work like this, make it work. Okay, and you can see it's initializing here. Okay, so a couple things. You can see this dotted box right here that I'm moving around. You can resize that if you'd like to by grabbing in the corner. I am going to keep it on my full screen here. And move it around. You can move it around too. Okay, and so a couple things to point out here. Number one, as you can see right now, my image is here, and you can actually drag that around before you start recording, and I think after you start recording too. But you have some options here. You can blur the background, you can unblur your background, right? So you have a couple of different options here. It's up to you. I mean, you can play around with this if you want. But I don't need to do any of that. You can make it bigger, right? So I can go big, and then you can go back to the smaller. So if you want to zoom in and like for some reason, and then zoom back out, so you can see the rest of your presentation, it's up to you. So there's a little bit of functionality there. So down in the left, bottom left corner, it may be in a different part of the screen depending on where your box is. But there's a couple important things. Number one, right now I have this set on both. If I just want to record me in my camera, I can click on the camera button, and you can see it's just the camera. I can do just the screen, which would be this button, and now you can see I'm nowhere to be found. I really would like you to do both, so please do both. Makes for a much more engaging presentation than someone that's just, a faceless voice, I guess. Plus, it's nice to see you. I don't really get to see any of you, so that'll be really nice. So please do the both option and just sort of tuck your image up in the, somewhere off screen, or excuse me, on the screen, but out of the way, the main part of the presentation. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you can see here that this bar going up is showing that it is detecting my microphone. You can change your microphone if it happens to not be doing that. Maybe it's on a wrong setting. You can click this arrow, and then you can click a different microphone, and maybe that's the problem. This is if you want to include your computer audio, so whatever's going, any sounds your computer's making. Right now I have it off. I'm actually going to turn it on, so you can see that. And you can set it. So right now I think I have a premium account, so there's no time limit. You might have a 10-minute limit, but anyway, yours needs to be no more than 8 minutes, or you lose points. So make sure it's no more than 8 minutes. Okay, that's the main thing. Those are the main things you need to know. So if I'm ready to record, I just hit the big red record button. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so now I am recording. So I'm actually recording a recording. So I guess I'm going meta right now. Okay, so this is, you just go through. You can kind of move your image around. As you can see, you can actually make your image big if you'd really like to. Low again. I'm going to make it small. Another really helpful thing with ScreenPal, and this is why I recommend you do it. Let's say you're doing your presentation, you're like halfway through, or you've done any part of it and you feel good about it, but then you mess up. Okay, so if you're doing PowerPoint, you have to start all the way over. Some other recording software, you have to start all over. But this is really great. This feature is awesome. Let's say I mess up. I need to go back a little bit. but I don't want to delete the whole thing. I hit the pause button down here, and you can see I can, if I like really screw the whole thing up, I can trash it. Hit the trash button. It's gonna ask you if you want to delete it. You can do some editing here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. The really important thing is if you mess up at some point, so this down here, you can put the video back to an earlier point in the recording. So right now it's not recording. Okay, so there would be a timer. This timer would be moving if we're recording. So if I can go back and then I can hit the play button. It's going to play the the sound at that point. So I'm going to hit play. Up. Okay, so if you're doing PowerPoint, you have to start all the way over. Some other recording software, you have to start all over. But right, so that's where I stopped. So I said, okay, that part is good, and then after that, I messed up. So what you then do is you go to the point that you want to start back from, right? So you can see the little blue line here. That's where I stopped. And you hit the record button, and it's going to ask me, do you want to truncate the video? Fancy word for cutting it off. So I can hit no if I undo that, or I can hit yes, truncate, and then it's going to start the timer again, and it starts at the point that I rewound it back to. Okay, so I'm going to just show you this real quick. So I'm going to go back. You can see the little red line. It tells you where you restarted. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit play, and then you'll see. Okay, so if you're doing PowerPoint, you have to start all the way over. Some other recording software, you have to start all over. And it starts at the point that so you can see that little red line is where I rewound it back to and then restarted the recording. So that is the really, really helpful aspect of ScreenPal. So that's why I strongly recommend you use it. Again, this is free. You can use it on any computer. I mean, heck, if you're in like a public place or a library, put on some headphones, you can do a recording if you don't have access to a computer is capable. Okay, so it's a really great software for that reason. So when I'm done, what I can either create a link to it. What I would prefer you do, just because you don't have to deal with any sharing privileges, is just download it. If you don't have enough room on your computer using like a Chromebook or something that has like no storage, that's fine. I would suggest using a flash drive, or you just save it on your own computer, but you don't have to. You can provide a link. Just make sure if you do that, right? If you click this, you can change the title here. You can description you don't need or whatever. So I don't ever really use this, but so you can make the visibility. You have options for visibility. You can just make it public. Anybody can find it. You can give a password. If you do this, you can do unlisted. That's fine. And then if you publish it, you'll get a link, and then you can just share the link. Personally, I like to have control over my recordings because the online recordings can disappear. I've had this happen. So anyway, I would strongly recommend this. Now it's an MP4 file, which is my preferred file. So keep it as an MP4. That's a video file, MP4. Then I'll rename it, right? So I'll say ScreenPal demo. Okay, then that's good. Then you browse where you want to download it, right? So wherever you want to save it, click OK. The quality, keep it higher because then it's not going to get all grainy and pixely. So make it higher, and then you hit the publish button. Okay, now you can see here in this window, it's publishing, and it tells you how much it's published. And so once this is done, I'll show you what it does. It shouldn't take very long, so I have to fill the time a little bit here. But once it's done, you can access the folder that it's in by clicking a button here, as you'll see. All right, so we're basically done. Here we go. So you can play it to watch it again. That's fine. You can edit it depending on the version of ScreenPal you have. This is what, in order to submit it, just to make sure you remember where it went, I click on this Browse Folder. You can hit OK, and it'll just close all this out. I hit Browse Folder, and then it opens up the folder. Right, so there it is. It's an MP4 file, not huge, 4.3 megs, not a big file. And so then when you want to submit this, you just attach this to the submission. Okay? And don't forget, when you attach that to the submission, you also need to attach your PowerPoint. So whatever, it has to be a PowerPoint file, or if it's a Google Slides, just make sure you share it with me. If it's some other thing like a Prezi, that's fine. Just make sure I can access it. The worst thing is when I open it up to grade it, and then like I can't access it for some reason. So just make sure it's shared with me. The easiest thing to do is just make a PowerPoint and then upload that as well as the MP4 file. Okay, so that's how you use ScreenPal. Now I'm going to hit OK. It's going to close it out. And here's a bunch of other videos. I do use it a lot, which is why I have the premium version. Okay, so anyway, hopefully that helps you understand how to use ScreenPal.